Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial by No Code Africa. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to implement CRUD in your FlutterFlow project. CRUD is an acronym and it stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete. It is one of the most important things that you need to learn on your journey of building applications with FlutterFlow. Okay? So I had already created a tutorial on how to, implement CRUD in your FlutterFlow project, but I had used Firebase instead. But in this particular time, I will be using Supabase. Supabase is another very powerful technology, and here is what their promise says. So building a weekend, scale to millions. Supabase is an open source Firebase alternative. Start your project with a Postgres database, authentication, instant APIs, edge functions, real-time subscriptions, storage, and vector embeddings. Now, we were using Firebase before, so let's look at this real quick. So this is Firebase, and make your app the best it can be with Firebase and generative AI. So this is Firebase. We have a tutorial on how to implement CRUD using Firebase, and you can check the description under this video, and you will find the link to the tutorial. Okay, and but this particular time we are going to be focusing on how to implement CRUD, which is an acronym for Create, Read, Update, and Delete in our FlutterFlow project. Now, you cannot become a no-code developer or even a software developer, all right, without learning CRUD, because it is like one of the most important things that you need to learn. Okay, so if at all this is the very first time that you're checking out this YouTube channel, please just hit on the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel and like this video as well, because you're going to find so much value inside it. Okay, let's go right into it. Now, for us to start, we're going to have to go to FlutterFlow and create a project. If you don't have an account on FlutterFlow, just go to flutterflow.io and then create an account. And after you've created an account, you will have access to a dashboard that might not be as fully furnished like mine. All right, yours might be empty. Okay, if this is the first time that you're creating an account, of course it's going to be empty. All right, then all you just need to do is find the button that says Create New. So, and then we will click to Create New, and we will be creating a new project. For you to create a new project in FlutterFlow, you just need to enter your project name, and that's what we're going to do here. So I'm just going to call this Supabase ToDo. All right, Supabase ToDo, and then so Supabase ToDo app. Okay, so we're going to just be creating a simple ToDo application in FlutterFlow using Supabase for storage. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on create blank, and then after that what we're going to do next is we're going to just check out this. Okay, so we're not setting up Firebase. If I thought we wanted to just set up Firebase, we would have clicked on next and would have gone ahead, but we're not doing that. We're just going to skip. Now this is our project in FlutterFlow. All right, and it's very basic. We can just begin doing some few things. For instance, let me try to add a new page. So I'm going to come here to add a new page, and then I'll click it to add a new page, and I will just look for let me search for, let's say, ToDo. I don't know if I can find a template here. For some reason I don't have anything loading up here for me. I'm supposed to have like some few samples here, but I'm not seeing anything actually. I don't have anything here. So let me just quickly reload this page just to be sure that I'm still really connected to the internet, because I don't know why that didn't show up. Okay, so let's go back to creating a page. Let me click here. I'm supposed to have some templates here, but for some reason it's not showing up. Okay, so let's leave this then. We're going to create the page, the page from scratch, and all we just need to do first of all is to just change the title here. We're going to change this to Supabase ToDo app. Supabase ToDo app, something like this. Okay, then we can try to make it bold. I'll come over here and change the font weight from normal to bold. All right, Now that's it. Now for this application, what we just want to do is we want a situation where we can have a text field widget here, like a text box, all right, where you can type in something and then a button that tells you send, all right. And then after that, we can have a display of new to do and then completed to do. That's just what we need to have. So let me go ahead and click on the column here and then click on the widget tree, okay? And then in the column section, this is just how it is, how the setup is in FlutterFlow. All right, I will not be going super into details of how this really works. All right, I'm just going to believe that maybe you've experienced FlutterFlow before, but if you haven't, if you check again in the description of this video, you will see beginner tutorials. This tutorial is also beginner friendly, yeah, but might not be super beginner friendly. Okay, so but let's go straight to it. I might be wrong, you know, it might be totally beginner friendly. Let's see how the spirit leads. Now what we're going to do here, this is the column for our screen right now. We're going to click here to add a row, because we're going to be putting two things inside it and they're going to be like horizontal, so I'm putting it in a row. And what I'm adding here is going to be called a text field. All right, so it's a text field widget. This is a text field widget. It has one, really long line here under it. It's from the decoration. So we're going to come over here on the right hand side, and I will change this from label here to start typing. Okay, and then I will come over here to where we have the input decoration properties, and I will change it from underline. I will change it to outline because I want it to have like that area around it. And then I will click on the row to push it away. I want to add a padding on the top here, 24, to push it away from the up bar here. Okay, so now we have this. All right, this is like our text field. And the next thing I need to do, I'll click on the row because I want to add something else in the row that will be on the right hand side. So I will click here and then I will look for an icon widget, and I select it. So this is an icon widget here. I will click on this one. I need to add some padding here. Let's make it 20. Okay, then for this one I'm going to add another padding here on the right hand side, making it 20 as well. And then I'm going to change this icon from being a, what is it called, from being a gear icon. I'm going to change it to send. All right, so we can use any of this really, or we can just use add. That's just a plus sign. It's okay, anyone works. So this is good. Okay, then what I need to do is I'm gonna rename this text field to let's say to do. Okay, then what I need to do again is I'm going to go ahead and put another text here. Let me click on the column and add a text. This is going to say new to do here. Okay, then I will give it some padding, maybe 15. All right, and I can try to make it bold, change it from normal to bold, and then I will go ahead and click to add another row. Okay, basically I think before I even do that, I want to display a list of the to-dos that I will create. So I'm going to just basically put a list view first. I'm adding a list view first, and then I'm going to click here to add a row, and inside the row I'm going to add a text. This is going to be my to-do. So let's just say to-do. This is the main content of the to-do, and let me give a padding from the left as 20. Okay, and that's it for now. I'm clicking on the row, or I will click on the list view and give it some padding from the top, maybe 15, to push it away from this new to do here. And now I'm going to add some few things, right? So what we're going to add basically is going to be I'm going to add like two things here. One is going to be basically are going to be icons. So we're going to add an icon here, and that the icon is going to be a check icon. Let's say check. So if at all you have completed the to do the task, you just click to check it, and then it's moved to completed completed to-do task. Okay, so here I'm adding an icon here. Then the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on what am I clicking on? I want to like space them, but before I do that, I'm going to wrap this. Okay, look at this now. If I go ahead and then use this alignment to push them apart, spreading them like this, okay, I have this file here. If I duplicate it again by doing Command D, I now have this here, but this one is in the middle. But this is not how I want it to be. I want these two icons to be together. This one is going to be a delete icon. So maybe something like this, a delete icon, all right? So I can even change the color to red, okay? Then I want both of them to be together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on this one and wrap this widget in a row, fine. Then I'll click to cut this one out of it. And then I'll click on that row that I just put the check icon in, all right? Then I now paste it. Now they're together. I can space them a little bit by giving a padding of 15 to the check here, and then this one I will give it 20 to push it from the edge. All right, now we have a pretty simple design for our application. What we need to do next is I'm going to copy this, Command C. All right, I'm going to paste it. Yours could be Control C if you're using Windows. This is going to say completed to do here. All right, then I will just click on this, click on the list view and copy this, click on the column again and paste it. So this is basically it. I won't need to have this check icon here. I would just need to have a delete icon. All right, so now we're perfect. We're doing the good job. So now we need to do we need to start executing you know, the backend for our application. Okay, so before we even do that, what I need us to do first is I'm going to run this application in the test mode so we can see it working. Okay, so I'm going to run it in test mode. It takes some time, about 2 to 4 minutes. All right, sometimes shorter. All right, so I'm going to just run it in the background while we're still building up our application. Okay, now what do we do next? What we're going to do next is we're going to have to connect Supabase to this FlutterFlow project. And this is where you go to do that. You come here to where we have Supabase and then you turn it on, enable Supabase, and it will ask you for API URL and then the anonymous key. And then from there you can click to set the schema. But well, we haven't even created an account on Supabase, so let's go to Supabase. This is their website again. You can just go to supabase.com. all right, and then you create an account. Actually, I already have an account, so I'm just going to click to go to dashboard. Now here I don't have any project, and so I'm going to create a new project. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and I'm just going to click it to create a new project. It's going to ask me to create my project name, so I can say CRUD Supabase. Okay, that's okay. CRUD Supabase app, anything you want to call it. Then you put a password here. So I will just put in some password here. Okay, so this is, I've already created my password. I will just copy it. Now I will go ahead and this is my region. Well, according to my, I think VPN, right? So I can leave it here, or you can click and change it to anywhere else you want. Okay, then after that you click on create new project. After a few seconds, the project would have been created, and then we can continue building our application. Now I can just go ahead and click on save to save this here. Now if you look at this, so we have this is basically my project API keys, like for this particular project. So I can just go ahead and copy these now. All right, so I can click to copy this. This is my wait a minute, this is my, it's writing here anonymous and public. This is like two in the same place. Okay, so let's just wait until this project finishes up. It says setting up project. When we're done with that, basically what we're going to do is we're going to have to go to like we're going to create tables, and then we're going to do a couple of other things. So it's still setting up the project, and so we will wait for a couple of seconds. And so if I come here to the, what is it called, the settings. I can see my project settings here, and I can come to the API part. All right, and then this is the URL I need to copy and take it to FlutterFlow. So I'll just come here and copy the URL, and then we'll come back to my FlutterFlow project, this one, and then this is the API URL. So I'll paste this, and then the next thing I'll need to do is copy the anonymous public key. All right, so I'll just copy this here and come here and paste it. Now I will click to get schema, but before I do this, I need to actually set up a table, otherwise it won't show what I have. So now we're going to have to come to here, the table editor, and then we will need to create a table. So we'll click to create a table. Let's call this to-do list. All right, and then you can put a description if you want, and then this is already enabled, so just leave it there, the role level security, RLS. And then here is where we set up the schema for our our application, our database. So this is fixed already, ID, so leave it like that. And then created add is also fixed, leave it like that too. So we need to add maybe 2 more columns actually. So we're going to have a column that says let's see, it's going to say, okay, this is going to be the main to do. All right, so the main to do, so to do here, and it's going to be the data type is going to be text. Okay, this one, and it doesn't have to have a default value, just leave it like that. And then we can add another column, and here is going to be let's just say status. Okay, let's call it status. This is going to be okay, we can say completed. Okay, let's say completed. All right, so completed, and this is going to be true or false, so we are going to look for the data type called boolean, so it's going to be true or false. Now after we are done with this, all we just need to do is click on save, and it's going to create our new to-do list. Now after it has created our new to-do list, what we can do now is we can go ahead and we're going to add something called the RLS policy. Okay, which is very important. RLS is enabled for this table, but no policies are set, so we need to do that. Okay, so I will just click on this to create the security, and where is that? Okay, so here it is. We click to create policy, and this policy is basically what you set to fix the kind of security you need for your application, so that you don't have people getting access to your application just anyhow. All right, so here I'm going to just say that my policy command is going to be all. I want this particular policy to be for all the different things I could do in my application, like insert, which is create, update, which is the U in CRUD, and then delete, which is the D in CRUD as well. So then now it's going to tell me to okay, we're going to run into an error. I want us to run into the error first before we fix it. So here we need to put a policy name, and this is going to just be maybe general policy, general policy. Okay, so general policy, and then here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click to save my policy, but it's going to tell me please provide a SQL expression for the using statement. So there's something here that says provide a SQL expression for the using statement. So here we'll just need to click and say true, and then here we click to say true as well. Okay, and then we save. All right, so now we've done that. We have successfully created the policy, and we can go back to our table. This is our table now. Everything is enabled. We can go ahead and okay, this is not our table. This is our table, the to-do list. Now we have all of this. This is like the fields in our table. Okay, you can click to drag this a bit so you can see everything. Now I can manually insert information inside this table by clicking on insert and say I want to insert a row. All right, then I can fill it up here. Okay, but I don't want to do that. I want us to do it from the application itself. Okay, so this is our application. It's still running in the debug mode. Okay, and then the reason why it's looking like this is because of this thing. So I'm going to click this to put it on this particular mode. Then we will see it a little bit differently. Okay, it's still like this. Okay, so I think what we could do is we can actually go back to the FlutterFlow and then change to light mode instead of dark mode. Okay, like turn off the dark mode settings. We will get to that, but first of all, let's click to get schema. Now that we have, we created our table, so now it shows us the schema for our application. What we need to do really quick is we're going to come back to the application and start using it. So what do we start with first? We're going to start with putting something inside the Supabase. We have successfully connected the two of them, FlutterFlow with Supabase. Now we need to go ahead and put something inside the database that we created, which is to-do list. So how do we do that? We're going to click here and add an action. We're going to add an action here. We're going to click this place here and then click to add an action. And this action is going to be under backend database. All right, we're going to see here Supabase, and we're going to say insert a row. Okay, so now that's what we're doing right now. And it's going to ask us which table do you want to insert a row in. So I'm going to choose that I want to set the row in to-do list. It's not going to ask me what fields do you want to set in. I'm going to click here now, and the ID is fixed automatically. So I'm going to be going to select the to-do list, all right, which is a variable. Now we are going to go ahead and click on here to pick the value. If I wanted to just fix a normal value, I can just type it here, but no, I want to make the value dynamic. So I'm going to click here and go to the widget state. Now every single widget in FlutterFlow has a state. Now a state simply means what is inside it. It's like its soul, okay? So we already have a text field widget here, and so it has a state. That means what is inside it at every single point in time. Now I'm going to click here to say, okay, yeah, this is where I want you to get the content from to store it inside this particular field in my database called to-do list. Okay. Then I needed to do something else. I wanted to add another field. It's going to be called completed. So now automatically when you create a to-do list, I want the completed status to be false. That's why it's like this. Okay. All right. So I now close this, and then I can go ahead and run my application again. I will just like instant reload the application, and then we will see how the application looks. This is really beautiful because imagine if I told you to write codes for this. Let's click here and go to developer menu and see the codes that are here. So in just a couple of seconds, it will show all the codes that are actually here. So let me click something else and come back here. Great. So now these are the codes that we would have written to produce this very basic screen. So now, but we have the application running in FlutterFlow for us without having to write codes. FlutterFlow does the writing of the codes for us. So beautiful. Okay, so we're going to see how the app looks like in a very short time. And then we can go ahead. All right, we can go ahead and test it. So this is the application. If I click here, nothing is happening. Click here, nothing is happening. And then now if I click here, like hover here, I even see a hand. It shows that I can do something inside it. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to say, go for your graduation. Okay, so this is my to-do. This would have been my to-do for yesterday, which was my graduation. So go for your graduation. So I'll click here, and well, it's not gonna work just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just refresh this Supabase table, and we actually see it. All right, it's actually in the database. It's in the database, but we don't see it here. Like nothing happened. Why? Because this is still static. Okay, this is still static. And we need to go ahead and do something to make sure that it always shows here. So now let's go back to our application and change some things. Now here we have the text. It's actually just static, so we're going to change it now. What we need to do first is we need to come back to the widget tree and then click on the list view, and we're going to click on this icon here that says backend query, and then I'm going to click to add a query. I'm adding the query on a list view. Okay, so take note of that. And then I'm going to click to query a collection. Sorry, this is when you want to do use Firebase. So I'm going to come here to Supabase query, and it's going to ask me to select the table. So this is the table to-do list. Then this is the query type, list of rows basically. And then I'm going to click to, I think that's all. I don't really need to. Okay, good. I'm going to add a filter because I want this particular one to only show the list of to-dos that have not been completed yet. So I'm going to add a filter that is going to say completed is equal to false. All right. So then I click on it and click on confirm. Now it generates this like this. Now I need to go ahead and click on the to-do and then click this small icon here saying that I want to get the information dynamically from the database. So I'll click on this and pick to do. Okay. Then if I try to confirm it, it needs a default value. So I'll just say to do here, to do. Okay. Then what I need to do is click on confirm, and then now it shows here. Now this is correct. If I go ahead and just do an instant reload here, we are going to see the application with a real value from the database. So now let's look at it and see if what I'm saying is true. Now you see here it says go for your graduation. Now really cool stuff, yeah? Yeah, go for your graduation. Now the next thing I need to do is set up these particular icons and some other things here. Okay, so first of all, if I want to create another one, go for your graduation, stay happy. Okay, this is a very good to do actually. Stay happy. If I click on this now, it has actually sent the information to my database. Okay, see it here. It says stay happy. But for some reason, all right, which I'm going to explain, it doesn't instantly show it here, except I click on instant reload. You don't want that for your application. So how do we fix that? We're going to come back here. That's one of the things that is slightly different about Supabase and Firebase. We need to add an extra action to every single action that we make when it involves CRUD. Right? So this place here, what we just did right now, is the very first aspect of our CRUD, which is create. So CRUD, it is for creating, and that was what we did, to do an inserting inside the database. So, and then the second one is to read, which is what we did here, querying the information that we stored inside the database. We're going to do updating, and then later on we do delete. Okay, so but before then, let's go ahead and fix this one. I'm going to click to open the action flow editor, and I'm going to click here. I'm going to click to add an action. The action is going to be refresh, refresh database request. Okay, I'm going to click to select the widget. It's going to be this list view. Now, so this one, I don't know why it's not showing two list views. Okay, I haven't queried the second list view here. So let's call this, let's rename this list view to list view new. Let's say new to do. Let's call it new to do. New to do. Let's do it like this. New to do list. Okay. I will copy this. Then I'll click to. This is not the correct one. So I'm gonna click on this and paste this here. Actually, new to do list. Then this one is going to be completed. Completed to do list. To do list. Okay. Now that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and add an action here. Like, let's complete what we started here. Now we have this. We are refreshing. Okay. So if we go ahead and come back here and then just quickly click instant reload to reload our application, the debug mode, we're going to see how the application works this time around without having to we don't have to go back to Supabase to check whether the rule has been created or not. We will see it in real time. So stay happy. Make a post on LinkedIn. Okay, so I will just click on this, and now it shows here. You see, make a post on LinkedIn. It's now showing automatically because I added that refresh request. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this particular action where when the user clicks on this, it will update this particular row, okay, and then it will make it appear here. So we're going to go ahead and then add an action to this. So I'm clicking action, and then I'm adding an action. The action is going to be, I'm going to scroll down here, go to backend and database. I'll go to Supabase, and I will say update rows. And it's asking me what list, what table. I'm going to click on this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and then do something called matching rows, because I need to let it understand which of the rows should it update. Okay. So that's where we have matching rows, and then I'm going to add a filter. Okay, this is one of the the differences that you're going to notice between Supabase and Firebase. Okay, so I'm going to click here, and then I will say ID. I'm going to be looking for a row. I'm going to match the row and say ID is going to be equal to what? The ID in the list. All right, so that's it. Now I have successfully matched it. We have an error here. Must contain at least one field. Okay, great. So we're going to add a field. So here I'm going to add a field. I've already added the matching rows, and then now I want to show the field that I want to update. Now this is the field I want to update. It's the field called completed. I want a situation that when the user clicks on this, is going to update the field to true. All right, that means automatically it will no longer be found here. It will come over here. Okay, so now I have done that. What I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and when you do this, for instance, it doesn't automatically refresh the database, so you need to add another action here. Okay, we're going to add an action and say refresh database, and now we're doing a new to do. And we're going to, let's go ahead and query this because we want to refresh both list views. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try to query this one here, and I'm clicking to add a query, Supabase query. The to-do list is our table, and I'm adding a filter. The filter is going to be looking for completed field must be equal to true. And then I click to confirm and confirm. Now this one, I'm going to click on this and click on this and go to to-do list and pick to-do. And then I'll say here to-do as the default variable value, and that's it. So now I have this. So the next thing I need to do quickly is, what do we do? I think that's about it. But let me go and add the second refreshing here. So it's refreshing this, okay? And I basically wanted to refresh two of the list. So we're gonna add another one, and then I'm gonna say refresh. It's gonna be refreshing the completed one. So this is refreshing the new to-do list because it needs to remove it from the other one or show you that it has left it, and then it refreshes the second one. So if I come back here and do an instant reload, we're gonna see that we have something working really optimal, really functional. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so here I am going to go ahead and click on this. You see, now it shows the hand, meaning I have added an action. Now this one doesn't show anything because I've not done anything to it. So if I click on this now, it removes it from here and puts it here. It has updated it. Okay, yeah, so I had gone for my graduation, so I check it. Did I make a post on LinkedIn? Yes, I did. Am I happy? Yes, I'm happy. Okay, so that's it. So I don't have any new to-do list here. All right, so let's go ahead and do delete action. But before then, let me create a to-do for today, which is what I'm doing now. Make a video for Supabase. Okay, so let's check it. All right, so this is it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do something. Let's see. I'm gonna do something. What am I gonna do? I'm going to go ahead and then add the last part here, which is the delete part of CRUD. So here I'm gonna just add an action. All right, and then the action is going to be backend database, Supabase, delete rows. I'm deleting it from the table called to-do list. And then now I'm also going to do a matching row because I needed to know which of the rows do I need you to delete. So I'm going to click on this, and then I will go ahead and click the ID must be equal to the to-do list ID. Okay, and that's it. So I have done this. So when I click on it, it should delete it. And just like we did in the other one, we're going to add a refresh action to refresh this one. Okay, that's deleting it from there. So just this one, it's okay. So I need to do the same thing for this one. I didn't want to copy, so I'll just click here and add an action. And I'll go to backend database, Supabase, delete rows from this table, and then the matching rows filter. I'm gonna say ID must be equal to, I'm gonna say the ID of the list, and then I will close it. I will open the action flow editor, and then I'll add another action. It's going to say refresh a database request, and it's going to be completed to do. That's it. So now we can also do something else, right? Let's add a really cool snack bar to these things. So I'm gonna click here to add another action and search for snack bar. Let's search for snack bar. Is basically just a small pop-up that tells you that something has been done. Okay, so here I'll say to do updated successfully. Okay, I will just copy this, and here I'm just gonna make the text color white, secondary background, and then the value here is going to be this color, and I'll make the duration just maybe one second. Okay, 2 seconds, and then I will say hide previous snack bar in case there was another one. So as I'm clicking this, hiding the other one really quick. So now I have added that. Let's do it to this one as well. In fact, let's go ahead and just copy what we have here in the snack bar. So I'm just copying the action, and then I'm gonna click here to paste this here, paste the action here, to do deleted successfully. This is gonna be deleted successfully. All right, then I'll add it to this one, click in here and paste action to do deleted successfully. All right, that's it. So if I come back here and just do an instant reload, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and just look at how it goes here. All right, let's see, because we want to test the upgrades that we have added on our application and then see how it works. So if I just go ahead and I want to delete this one, so if I click on delete this, it actually showed the snack bar. There was something here, but I didn't. Let's do it again. Make a post on LinkedIn. It deletes it to do deleted successfully. But now I don't like the fact that the text color is black. So let's come here and change the text color to here. It's actually showing. Okay, it's because of the dark mode. So we can come over here and just turn this off, the dark mode turned off, and then we can just do an instant reload. Okay, so doing the instant reload, we're gonna have our application with a white background, that just like what we have here. Okay, so I'm actually done with the tutorial. All right, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, just hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell as well, so you can always be updated when I make a new post. And then one more thing that I would like to do before I leave here is let's do just something simple. Because if I go ahead and this is our app. If I go ahead and stay happy is completed, so see it here, to do deleted successfully. Let's just add another one, stay happy. I like to stay happy. So this is updated. Okay, so we didn't add anything to that. Okay, so now let's say this place is empty, like, because okay, for instance, also we need to do two things. So one is when you click on this button, all right, let me see, just 1 second. Let's see, widgets, Claire. Okay, Claire signatures, let me see, Claire text fields, basically. Okay, so when you finish making a particular to do, if I click here now, it's going to put another stay happy, but this thing is still here. All right, I don't want it to always be there after I've clicked on this, so I need to add an action here. Okay, this is the action that I'm adding here. I'm saying clear text fields. Okay, and then this is the text field that I wanted to clear. So if I come back here and then do an instant reload, our session is almost ending for this one. That's on the FlutterFlow. So we're gonna have to start another session. So I'm reloading now so we can see the latest upgrade I just did. Now if I type something here, call home, let's say call home, and then I'll click here. All right, so it puts it here but removes it. All right, it clears the text field. This is very important and it makes your application really neat. So let's click to create a new session before we do the last thing that I would like us to do. Then another thing that I want us to do is, let's say there's nothing here and you click here and you submit. It's gonna submit something in the database, but that's not really good. Let me show you. For instance, if I click here to submit, nothing is there. All right, it submits. Now you see here it's writing to do. The reason is because we had fixed in here. Look at this. We had fixed in here. Where is that? Inside row. Okay, here we had fixed in here. No, it wasn't here. Where did we do that? Okay, I think it is here. So when we did this, we had to put that default variable value will be this. All right, so if anything is created and it was empty, the default variable value is going to be to do. That's why we have these created here to do. All right, but if you want to make a situation where if you don't type anything at all inside this text field, then you shouldn't be able to submit it. Then we have to add an extra action to our logic here. So let me just quickly do that. And here I'm going to say I'm going to cut this action chain. Okay, no. So before we insert a row, we're going to check something. So before we insert a row, I'm going to click this. Let me just cut this action chain. All right, I'm going to click to add a conditional, which is going to check whether the text field is empty or not. And so here I'm clicking to add a condition, and the condition is going to be checking if the widget state to do is set and not empty. So if it is set and not empty, what should we do? That means it's true. We're going to paste these conditions. All right, insert the row, clear it field, and all of that. But if it is empty, which is false, all right, we're going to say we're going to put a snack bar. Let me click here so we're sure that this is working. I'm going to put a snack bar that says you need to type in. You need to enter a to do, something like that. All right, and then here we can just say this is gonna be a secondary background, the text, and then this is going to be the blue, and this is going to be to, and hide previous. So like this. Now if we come over here, let's delete this, and this is our new debug session. Let's click to do an instant reload. We're almost done. Actually, we're gonna wrap it up here. And let's look at it one more second, 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, and then we will wrap it up. So subscribe to this channel because this is one of the best channels to learn how to build apps without coding using FlutterFlow, Adalo, Bubble, and other no-code instruments. And I try to see how I can simplify these things as possible. All right, so just subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends so we can get more people in the community as well. And if at all you want to be part of the community on Telegram, check the description under this video, and you will see the link to join us on our Telegram, where you get other information that will really help your life. Okay, so here we go. If I click this, now it didn't submit anything. It says here you need to enter. Let me do it again. You need to enter a to-do. It doesn't do it. It doesn't. No matter if you keep clicking this forever, it will still keep telling the same thing. So I'll say, all right, done. Okay, so now I've created a to-do, and that's it. All right, so I have this. So I can say, let's check it now. Okay, call home. I called home. All right, done. To do, yeah, I'm happy, stay happy. And I can delete from here as well. I can click to delete from here. If I don't want to complete the to-do, I just take it off. And then here I can just delete them out. Okay, I hope that you've gotten a lot of value from this particular tutorial. You've been able to figure out how to implement CRUD, which is an acronym for create, read, update, and delete in your FlutterFlow project. I would like to see you again soon, and so I will be posting another video very soon. Until then, see you later. Remember to subscribe to this channel and then share it to your friends who want to learn how to build apps without coding. Take care of yourself. See you soon.